Hi guys, Paul again, and this is part 3 of my Bluebeam project videos. And if you watch my previous videos about the Bluebeam project, you will notice that my predictions, which are not really predictions, my predictions actually came true. And I will reinforce this. They're not predictions. I am not predicting anything. They're just observations that anybody can pinpoint the outcomes of. And you'll notice that they all have a specific date. Governments of the world have these specific dates to throw all these stress people out projects. Pretty much that's what they are. And those dates are usually right before Christmas so that you don't get to enjoy it with your family. And around the times of the Super Bowl, especially right after the Super Bowl. They've been doing that for years now, to the point that you can actually not predict, but okay, I mean, you see these things playing over and over again, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, so this, whatever's gonna happen in this date. And the recent news of the United States shooting down these so-called UFOs. And in my humble opinion, this is all absolute bullshit. So everything I say in my channel is pretty much just an opinion, just as everything I say. I'm not saying that I have an absolute truth and everything I say is the truth. I mean, I can be wrong about some things, but it just seems that this whole the United States shooting down UFOs, I mean, doesn't make any sense. Reminds me of that movie, The Avatar, when the humans came with all this super advanced technology, and these blue people start to shoot them with their bows and arrows.
Sir, they've opened fire.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, of course, not actually shooting them down, but trying to. That's pretty much what these news are trying to convince people of. That we can actually shoot UFOs with our technology. I mean, in my opinion, this is absolute nonsense. So picture this super advanced civilization that already can travel through space. Imagine the kind of technology that they have to have. Of course, they will have to have something in mind that, okay, there might be some threats out there, so we gotta be ready for it. And then, of course, they arrive in this planet called Earth, and they see all these humans, and you know, they're standing like tourists at a zoo, and then they see these aircraft, and they're like, oh yeah, that's their defense mechanism or whatever. And they're shooting an explosive at us. And they just start contemplating this rocket coming towards them like so super slow compared to the velocities that these UFOs can actually achieve. The rocket finally explodes on their faces. And seriously, does that make sense? And yeah, I'm a fan of this whole UFO stuff. I mean, in case you couldn't tell already. Pretty sure a lot of us have seen all these videos of UFOs flying at 60 miles per second. Yeah, why would they not be able to avoid a United States aircraft missile? It has been seen that these actual UFOs like to troll United States aircrafts. So these UFOs can do any kind of maneuver they want at any velocity they pretty much want. Anyway, in my opinion, what they are trying to do with this news, this false news of UFOs, is that they're trying to convince people that UFOs are actually a threat. I'll say this again, our species, the human species, has already been invaded by these super evil pirates, space pirates, aliens. And that's why our world is in such a mess. They invaded people thousands of years ago. This species is known as the Anunnaki, which is a Sumerian word that means the sons of Anu, which means the god of everything, or Anunnaki, the ones that descended from the skies. Nowadays, these civilization, these evil aliens are known as the royal families. But anyway, that's a story for another video. So now what they're trying to do is pinpoint the fingers and say the enemy's out there, it's not us, don't look at us. They're pretty much trying to do is deviate people into thinking that aliens are evil. All aliens out in space are evil. But so yeah, they're trying to normalize this concept of an alien invasion so that people can actually start accepting an alien invasion. And there has been a lot of predictions on when the aliens were gonna invade or whatever, and I don't think any of them are truth. There's no actual date on this. The alien invasion will only happen when people are accepted, when people are indoctrinated enough to think that all aliens out there are evil. The governments of the world have been doing a pretty damn good job at this through predictive programming. They show you evil aliens everywhere in Hollywood and TV shows and video games. So I was having a conversation with somebody in the comments with Ghost Knight. I was having a conversation with Ghost Knight. We pretty much came to the conclusion that at some point the world governments will have to fake an alien attack to convince people that the enemy is now a huge and actual threat. I don't know where these false flag attack will be, but Ghost Knight feels that it will be in the Middle East, somewhere in the Middle East. And me personally, I don't know, like I take my ideas from the movies, to be honest. Like Independence Day, maybe they would shoot the White House or something like that. To be honest with you, I don't know much about where this attack will be. I have no clue. But we agreed on one thing, that if they fake an alien attack, it will have to be faked with some kind of alien weapon. One kind of weapon that we've been indoctrinated to think is actually an alien weapon will be some kind of beam shot from space. I think they showed something like that in the movie Independence Day. But for those of you that are gamers and nerds like me and play the Gears of War games, I'm talking about something like the Hammer of Dawn. I'll show you a clip real quick of my gamer days. So the Hammer of Dawn is pretty much this laser beam shot from a satellite in space. And, remember that SpaceX projects when they were shooting all these satellites to space? And now we're full of them all around the world. Now imagine if they didn't actually tell us that there can be weapons. And I mean, why not? They can make anything they want at this time. These satellites can actually be weapons ready to shoot at any time. And since people are not aware of these things, they would actually think that aliens are the ones shooting. And that will be the perfect alien false flag attack. And it wouldn't surprise me if it was actually a blue beam shot from space. Again, all of this is just an opinion and a speculation. But, well, this might happen right in the end of this year, before Christmas. So before the holidays, there will have to be some kind of world disaster, so people get all stressed out. But again, these are all speculations. But the one thing for sure is that if world governments actually want this whole alien thing to fly, they will have to make them an enemy. A very clear enemy. What better way to fake an enemy than a false flag attack?
And just to wrap it up and summarize what I said in the video, governments of the world will have to convince the human population that aliens are a threat that has to be dealt with. And for that, they'll have to fake an alien attack. I don't know if you ever heard about this news of a meteorite strike in southern Texas. NASA confirmed that a 1,000-pound meteorite hit southern Texas, causing a huge explosion. But when people started asking, where is the meteorite? Where are the fragments? The case was completely closed and nobody ever talked about that anymore. Clearly, there was no meteor strike. Then what caused that explosion? In my opinion, it was a bomb, like 9/11. It was a test for something hitting the ground from space, such as a projected hologram beam from SpaceX satellites. SpaceX satellites don't have to be some kind of laser weapon. They just have to be able to project something at high definition, and the planted bomb will do the rest. Plus, it will be way cheaper to just project a beam from space than building an actual laser weapon. But at this time, anything is possible. That sounds very much like 9/11 to me. Some planted bombs that will be detonated at the exact time that some hologram hits the spot. And that will create the illusion of a fake enemy, and now governments of the world can declare a national emergency state and let the actual Bluebeam project show begin. And the good thing about this is that a lot more of us are aware of these things, and that will create a positive outcome of whatever we have to face. Keep smart and sane. You will be a beacon of light for all of those who are lost in the dark. You signed up for this. We need you sharp and aware. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe and do all that kind of stuff. Stay tuned for my next video where I will be talking about the positive side of all of this. Take really good care of your mind and soul. I'm out.